Right.
Hey everybody, guess what? We're live. I brought back our favorite Franklin local weather person, Mark McNulty. I'm so excited to check in with you. I saw that you were doing some weather reports earlier, but now we've had a few hours. Like, how many hours of snow have we had so far?
Well, it started here in West Franklin at about a little after 7 o'clock, and I measured at about 8:30, quarter to nine, and it was about 2.5 inches. But if you want, I'll go ahead and measure now. It's been about 2 hours later.
Yes,
Let's see. Let's
let's
see what
check
we
it
got
out.
here. We are looking at, whoa, 4 inches.
Are you
Four
kidding
inches.
me?
Yep, we're at 4 inches. How about that? And it kind of slowed down for a little bit, Donna, but
Yeah.
it's really picked up now. We're back to heavy snow again. So another band's coming through. So I feel like this is going to go on for a couple of hours yet before it kind of fades off later in the afternoon.
I'm kind of surprised because usually when we have a snow event like this and we see a bunch of kids out, I haven't really seen kids out. I think because it just keeps coming down pretty hard right now today.
Yeah, I agree. I remember the last time we met together was back in February of last year. Remember we had the
Yes,
ice? We had the
yes,
ice and then the snow on top of it. Now this has
yes.
been pure snow, except maybe the far southern parts of Williamson County may have mixed in some sleet and freezing rain initially, but right now this is all snow. And I think the kids will be able to get out later this afternoon because it'll slow down to flurries or it'll stop later, and they'll probably get out and start sledding. But yeah, it's pretty wild. Think about this. Friday, we set a record high temperature of 78 degrees for Nashville for the state. Then a couple of days later, on Sunday, we got about 3 inches of snow here in Franklin. And then 4 days later, we got this a winter storm warning, which is in effect till 8 p.m. tonight. And we could get, we're at 4 now. I'm thinking, anywhere from another inch to 3 or 4 inches, depending on if you're under a heavy band of snow.
Right. When is the last time we've seen this much snow? I was trying to look back. I remember
Wow.
2004. We had a
2003, we had that big storm when, do you remember, it started at 10 o'clock in the morning?
yes,
And
yes.
that took me 5 hours to get home, and a lot of people didn't get home that night because they went to work. And I think that's before the technology became what it is today. And people didn't realize, and all of a sudden this thing blew up over us. Yeah, and I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of companies in Middle Tennessee, when they saw the snow coming in, they're like, "Nah, we're going to close. We're not going to get people here, and then they get stranded or have a hard time getting back home."
Yes, I remember that day. My oldest was in preschool, and I think they decided to end it early, and we
Yes.
barely got home. And so, yes, I do remember that day. It was crazy. Like, it just came so fast, and it was kind of like today. Everything was gridlocked. If you're out, I'm seeing that all the traffic is pretty much gridlocked.
Oh yeah, and the thing is, it's not going to get any better because the temperatures are going to slowly drop, and by the time we get to about 5, 6 o'clock, it'll be in the low 20s probably here in Williamson County. And then, and then tonight, because of the snow cover, it's going to get down to between 8 and 10 degrees. And anything on the road that's wet, even if there's salt involved, it's going to all freeze. So I think really the worst driving conditions are going to be tomorrow morning. It'll be a sheet of ice out there.
Oh, which means we should all stay home because that's not a good idea to get out.
I don't see places opening up tomorrow. I mean, certain places are going to stay open no matter what, but I'm just saying it's going to be really bad. And the thing is, it's not going to get over freezing until probably late morning, early afternoon on Saturday. So yeah, it's going to be around for at least a couple of days before it warms up, and we'll get a little rain this weekend.
So if you went out to get that bread and milk yesterday, you made a good choice because you may not get out again until Saturday.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking right now. But it's pretty, isn't it? Look at this, big
It's amazing.
flakes, and yeah, it's
And I
fun.
see collecting on your jacket. So it's probably coming down pretty hard because as
Yeah,
we're
it
sitting
really
here
is.
watching you,
I've only been out here about 5 minutes or so, and it's really coming down big time.
so is the wind blowing? Is it feeling cool out there where you are?
Yeah, it's not blowing that much right now, but it's 28 degrees. I just checked on our weather station. I don't know if you can see it, but I've got it up there on the house. I don't know if my assistant can get that shot. It's
Oh,
kind of
there we
snow
go.
covered right now. You see it?
Yeah.
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 So it's not really turning around because the snow's kind of blocking it. But yeah, it's not really windy right now. It's just the rain. I mean, the snow is just pouring down. And when you look at it, I looked at the radar, and maybe an hour ago, it really slowed way down. And then you look back behind, like in Jackson and Memphis, they're getting snow. So that's all coming our way. So I still think we're talking several more hours of snow. So it's going to pile up big time.
So here's the question all the kids want to know. Is it good snowball making snow? Because,
Well,
sometimes it's
let's
not.
see.
Let's,
Let's see.
okay, let's do the test in
It's
live and
it's
in person.
well, you know what? It's a dry snow. The snow we had on Sunday night was more of a wet snow because the temperatures were warmer. This is more of a dry snow. I mean, you could get a snowball. I mean, but it's oops. It's not the really good snow. Snowman making snow. It's kind of
Okay.
dry because of the temperature, and it's more of a fine snow. But you could probably make a snowman if you really worked at it.
Okay, so maybe not the best snowman, but for sledding, it should be good.
Oh, it'll be good. Yeah, it'll be really, especially, I'll tell you what, when it tomorrow morning, once it gets down to like 8 to 10 degrees, there'll be some ice on the bottom, and those sleds will really fly then.
They will go fast, but please
Absolutely.
be safe.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. One thing I wanted to point out too, um, a lot of times when the temperature gets really low like this, especially in the, 8 to 10 degrees, you may have issues with your outside water faucets freezing. So I went to Home Depot yesterday and got this little device. I don't know if you can bring the camera around. Um, it's a hard water. I'm sorry. Let me get this. Hardcover faucet protector,
Oh, yes.
350 at Home Depot, and it's really good. You put that over your faucet, and it'll protect it because sometimes what'll happen is if it gets really really cold, that can freeze, and that can cause a lot of problems with your plumbing. And what is it, $100 for have a plumber come by? So these are really cheap. I wouldn't go out there now to Home Depot, but when the weather gets better, I would go out and invest in these for 350 a piece. It's really good. It's a really good way to protect your outside faucets.
Yeah, yeah, that's something good and I'm glad you showed us that because we have so many people who are just moving to the area and they may not be aware that you need something like that.
Exactly. Yes. Um, I'll tell you what. Let's talk about. We got this snow that's going to happen now. Am I
Right.
still on the screen here? Here we go.
Yeah.
So looking long term, I've looked at some of the long term models, and it looks like we're going to have several more opportunities possibly for snow by the end of January, which is unusual because
Very
it's going to be
unusual.
below normal. Yeah, it's going to be we're going to average below normal temperatures in January. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be solid cold, but you're going to have cold, you're going to heat up a little bit and get cold again. But I think we got a couple more opportunities before the end of the month to get more snow.
Well, that's okay. So I was just talking to someone earlier today. This is two snow events in 1 week. That has not happened here in a very, very long time. And so what
Yes.
you're telling me, we could possibly get up to three more this month?
A couple. I mean, I'm not promising it's going to happen, but I'm just saying that the conditions will be there for it to happen.
Okay.
Again, you can't tell if it's going to, but I think January is climatologically is our best time to be able to get snow. Between January 1st and mid-February is the best time for us to get snow. So if the temperatures are averaging below normal in January, then that gives us a much better chance to get snow because some years, even last year, we had a pretty warm January, and then of course that ice box came in February. So yeah,
Right.
I really do think we'll have a couple more opportunities. Now I'm not saying it's going to be like this, but I think
Yeah.
we'll at least have a couple more opportunities for snow if you're so inclined, which I am. I'm from upstate New York originally, and I love snow.
When's the last time we've had a snow like this in Tennessee? I was trying to
I
remember.
Well, I think it was the one I remember is 2003, the one we were talking about,
Yeah.
having this much. Now I don't know where we're going to end up. If we're going to end up at 6 inches, 7 inches, who knows? But this is one of the bigger ones we've had in the last 20 years. That's for sure.
Yes. Yes. Well, hey, thanks for giving us a little local look there at the snow.
Sure,
Be safe.
absolutely.
I heard you might go sledding later.
Yes, our friend down the street has a nice big hill, and I think I'm going to get the sled out and give that a shot. So it'll be fun. I'll tell you, I did that back in February of last year after we talked. There was a lot of ice down then, and then the snow, and boy, I'll tell you, I almost ended in their lake. It just went so fast. I don't think it'll be that fast today because it's pretty much just all snow, but it's fun. I'm looking forward to getting out and playing in the snow.
I know. It's so much fun. It's pretty to look at, but please be safe. We want to make sure everyone is safe out
Absolutely,
there.
yeah. I would be very careful going out on the roads if I went out. I would be very careful at this point.
Yes. All right. Well, thanks again, Mark, for checking in with us. Maybe tomorrow, because it looks like we're going to be around and we're going to be looking at this for a while. We can check in, see what it
Sure,
looks like out there, see if you built your
absolutely.
snowman yet, what it looks like.
Absolutely, Donna. That sounds great. Yeah, just give me a holler.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks so much. See you.
All right, take care. And live from Blackberry Hollow, Mark McNulty reporting.
Bye.